All right, so today we're going to take a look at a iPhone 17 Pro Max case by a company called Crave. Now, I'd never heard of Crave before because they don't make Z Fold 7 cases, and that's kind of where my focus generally is. But they contacted me and asked if I would review some of their cases, and I said, sure, why not? And on the inside, I'm like, because this is the first time that's happened. Now, I got assurances from them that I can say whatever I want, whatever I find. They have no say in the video. They don't get to see it beforehand. They get to see it at the same time you do. So let's get to it. So this is the 17 Pro Max, which I don't need right now. So here we have the Crave Dual Protect, or is it Dual Guard? Dual Guard for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. They sent me out the navy, the berry, and then for the 25 Ultra, the colors are the same though. I got the forest green and of course the lilac. Now the lilac and the berry have the same sort of plum color on the inside. The navy has a black and the forest green has a different color green. Now that's somewhat important because it is a 2-layer case, thus dual guard. You've got the TPU layer and you've got the polycarbonate layer, which means it is well protected in both the impact and the shock sort of departments, which is great. That is what you want to do if you're building a protective case. Dual, and sometimes even triple, you'll see people put TPE on the inside, and that's the best. It's got these geometric designs on the inside, which is likely there to help with shock absorption. That is the kind of geometric pattern that does help. I'm never quite certain how much that does actually do anything, though. More importantly, you can see here in the corners where there is kind of the air pockets, the airbags, which does help with shock absorption for absolute certain. So that's great. Right now, Crave is doing everything right to make a protective case. They claim the military grade drop protection, which is dropping from 4 feet like 25 or 24 times, something like that, in a bunch of different configurations. So that's excellent. It is one of the cases that has the open camera button for the iPhone 17. So it circumvents the issues there. And let's go ahead and weigh this thing. All right, so 232 on the iPhone 17, 53, 50, yeah, okay, 54 on the case. So it's like a 24% increase in weight. Do we work with the phone accessory that I care most about? Lights are on. Works with my, that's what, the Vanguard? I have the yellow Vanguard over there right now. You know, I always talk about how I like the individual camera cutouts, but is that a necessarily everyone thing? Let me know down in the comments. Do you prefer this open system? Do you prefer the individual camera cutouts? I am curious what the kind of split is there. Not the thinnest case in the world, but certainly not an excessively thick case. It falls in between aramid fiber and UV grip. So in a nice comfortable middle zone. And speaking of its build, yeah, the MagSafe it does have MagSafe, and we will get to that later. But the, oh, that noise. It's reminiscent of the Nilkin frosted shield case, if you're familiar. But it is grippy without being like overly coarse or anything like that. So it is rather pleasant. I am so far extremely impressed with this case, especially given the price point. Like, you see a lot of much more expensive cases, OtterBox, that don't do nearly as well in a lot of these departments, OtterBox. Let's see how the magnet is. No one saw anything. Pretty good. 19.5 newtons to get off. So that is rather impressive. Average is like 14, so that's pretty good. It's really good, actually. And let's go ahead and paste the MagSafe charging. Let's see if we can get to that Qi 2.2. I'm using the ESR car mount with fan 2.2 charger because, I mean, this isn't a car, but it still has electricity. It charges. It's fine. Now we're in the Qi 2 territory. We just need to get up past 25. 25 is that Qi 2.2, and then you want past it because it will request extra power to combat inefficiencies and to power the charger itself. I go up to about 30, you have 28, 29. All right, so Qi 2.2 out the gate. Excellent, excellent. We are passing all of the tests here. We've got color. Do we have clicky buttons? Yep, they're somewhat clicky. They are definitely tactile. And you can swap them out. So if you want to get like, Crave doesn't seem to sell any on their own, but there are third-party buttons out there, so you could customize the case even further, which is pretty good. So extremely protective case, well designed. I love the two-piece thing. I love that you can customize it with extra buttons. Nice feeling, nice looking, minimalistic. And I'm definitely not just saying this because they sent it to me for free, but this is definitely one of the best budget cases I think I've ever seen. And I understand why they said I could say what I wanted to, because I can see why they would easily stand behind this product. I always try to find something to gripe about, and I'm just not finding it. Hey, editing Steve here. It's coming to my attention reading other reviews that some people have a problem with the power button sticking. I did not encounter this issue, but I think it may be because the buttons are removable and I had taken mine out and put them back in. It might be a seating issue straight off the bat. If you do encounter this issue, try doing that first. Otherwise, you can just return it. It feels good. It could, okay. We could have a little bit of a chamfer here in the sides to make swiping a little bit easier. That kind of... There we go. It could be improved in that way. Other than that, I mean, unless they engineered a camera button that worked, which you can do, there's really nothing wrong with this case at all. It's pretty amazing. So it's really good. It gets the Purple Room seal of excellence. All right, well, thank you again to Crave for sending these out for me to review. Thank you to you guys for watching. This is the rest of my iPhone 17 Pro Max videos, and this is what Google thinks you might actually want to watch next. My name has been Steve, this has been a Purple Room review, and I will see you in the next one.